In this video, you'll discover the benefits of digestive enzymes. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, join our notification community so I can help you excel your health and your life. In this video, we're talking about digestive enzyme benefits. This is an absolute critical component of your overall gut health. You know, when we look at digestive enzymes, they're very important for digestion. Digestion first starts in the mouth and then eventually it makes its way to the small intestines. In the small intestines, this is where your food, these macronutrients, is actually broken down into small enough particles to actually be absorbed into the bloodstream, and then from there it can nourish the entire body. Now, of course, if we don't have proper digestive enzymes, well, there's going to be a lot of problems here that come out of it. And so we're going to talk about that in a minute, but you know, when we look at digestive enzymes, they come from the pancreas and they come from the small intestines, the brush borders within the small intestines. And so we have to make sure that we have a well-functioning pancreas and also well-functioning small intestines in order to actually have proper enzyme levels. Otherwise, some serious issues can come out of it. So we'll talk about the issues that come from a lack of enzymes, why you even have a lack of enzymes in the first place, and then whether or not you should actually be supplementing with these enzymes in order to improve your health. So let's go ahead and talk about, first of all, malnutrition. Malnutrition is an issue that comes out of it simply because you're not breaking your food down. If you can't break your food down in the smaller particles, it can't be utilized well by the body. So in order to get proper nutrients to the body, we have to break that food down. Digestive enzymes really helps that process out. Next is intestinal inflammation. You know, a lot of times inflammation starts, then we get a lack of enzymes, and then inflammation gets worse. And so we have to work on reversing that intestinal inflammation. Intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut. This is a problem once again. Leaky gut can cause the enzyme issue, but the enzyme issue can also cause leaky gut. So we have to be aware of that. Food sensitivities, you know, there's so many people I've worked with that have had food sensitivity issues, and when you start taking digestive enzymes and you're able to actually break those foods down much better, then as a result, simply what happens is a lot of these sensitivities actually start to go away. And so digestive enzymes will really help with that. But if you're someone who has a lot of food sensitivities, enzymes could be an issue for you. Bacteria overgrowth, yeast overgrowth, and then lastly, poor intestinal immune health. You know, if we want to have good intestinal immune health, we have to make sure we have proper enzymes. And if we don't want to have a whole bunch of things growing in there, we have to make sure that our gut health is good. And like I said, enzymes are a critical component to that. Next here, we have to talk about why. Why is this happening in the first place? And so, you know, first of all, stomach alkalinity is a big problem. You know, this is the reason that apple cider vinegar, one of the reasons that apple cider vinegar works in the first place, is that when you take the apple cider vinegar, it increases the acid content, and then you start to balance that pH out in the gut. Now, what happens with people who are too alkaline, essentially what will occur is that you will not get the pancreas signal to actually release these enzymes. And so you don't want to have a very alkaline gastrointestinal system. Otherwise, you're going to have enzyme issues. So that's one of the issues. Next is existing gut conditions. If you're someone who has celiac, Crohn's, leaky gut, SIBO, any of these different gut conditions, essentially what's going to happen is that you are going to have enzyme issues. And that's why in all of my protocols, I'm always including enzymes in there, because it's just a critical part in order to actually start reversing these different gut conditions that people are facing. But it's also, if you have the gut condition, you're going to lack enzymes. And then the next is pancreatitis. So a lot of different symptoms can be a result of a swollen pancreas, but essentially one of the things that's going to happen is if the pancreas isn't functioning well, it's not going to be releasing those enzymes. And so one of the symptoms that you can have of a swollen pancreas is just a lot of pain right here in the upper left quadrant of the abdomen. Next is removed gallbladder. You know, you obviously will know if that's you, or a gallbladder that's not functioning well. And then the last here is chronic stress, and this is chronic emotional stress, traumatic stress, or even physical stress. And that's why even a lot of athletes find themselves having to take enzymes just because they're putting their body under that extra stress. And so we want to make sure if we're someone who has chronic stress issues, we work on, you know, taking that down a notch if enzymes are a potential problem for us or gut health is a potential problem for us. So do you need to take them or not? Well, here's the deal. If you fall into any of these different categories of things I talked about here, then obviously you're going to benefit from them. But if you're someone who's completely healthy, it's not something that you need to put in your regimen. If you don't have any gut conditions, if you don't have any gut health issues, if none of this applies to you, then obviously you don't need it. But for those who do, and for the very many people who actually are watching this video and have these issues right here, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put a link to the enzyme that I use with my patients right down below in the description, because the enzymes can be a game changer for a lot of people. I've seen so many patients that say, well, I take probiotics, I don't need enzymes. False. You really need the enzymes and the probiotics if you have some of these different issues going on. And so anyway, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. And then also check out my other videos on how you can improve your gut health. And then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.